necessarily notice until after all the damage had been done.
Oh my god, I knew so many people who just would like do quick welds without a mask in like ag shop.
Did you guys do the intro yet?
I tried to get Eric to do it, but he wouldn't do it.
I absolutely refused. I punched him in the face several times and raked my penis across his face, but he refused to back down. We've just been at a standstill ever since.
Okay. Well, I'll do it if it's okay with you two.
Fine.
Okay.
I still
Welcome to the
think
AnythingCast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
Will.
And
This is the Tired Cast.
This is the Patrick
this
takes
is
a
the
nap episode
This is the
with
sleepy.
only.
This is the Sleepy Cabin podcast. The AnythingCast.
This is Patrick takes a nap while Eric and Will do the episode. I'm just gonna put the microphone down.
Put it on
and
your chest.
Just take it away, boys. I'll chime in. I'm just gonna lay over
You guys
here
will
on
get to
the.
hear him breathing.
Oh, there we go. You ASMR people, we'll isolate that file and put that one up for you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Just take it off of his.
I'm just gonna stretch out over here.
Yeah. Take the audio from his microphone, and they'll just have us kind of talking in the background while you.
Do you like the Planet of the Apes movies?
I've never actually seen any of them. Not one. I have seen.
They have like a whole series about just like the one ape now.
Yeah.
And then
Caesar.
like the evolution of this ape and his family.
Yeah. I've
like,
followed along some of it, but I'm like,
there's so many
wow.
now. I'm kind of curious if they're good.
well, did you note there were like 7 of the original ones from the 60s?
No, what the fuck? I thought there was
Yeah.
like 3.
No,
I almost
there's
did a
like
video on
shit
them.
ton of them for no reason.
I kinda
and
wanna
yes,
watch
they
them
get
now.
worse as it goes.
That's
Whoa.
not true.
They're probably fun worse.
Go to sleep.
No,
you
that's
faggot.
not true. The first one's good. The second one's dog shit. The
I've
third
always wanted
one's
to see the second one.
the third one's really good. The fourth one's all right. The fifth one's really, really bad, and the last one's fucking
is
terrible.
the fifth one comparable to Star Troopers 3?
I don't know
Oh my
what that
god.
is,
Starship
Will.
Troopers?
Yeah, Starship Troopers 3.
Oh god, yeah, I remember there were like 5 sequels to that too. And a TV series on Fox Kids where I was just like, do you guys
I watched a little bit of
remember what
It's
movie
Fox
this was
Kids.
made
They
of?
want to make them
that.
fashion.
Roughnecks animated show. I watched it.
Yeah.
Did you watch Shaolin Monk Showdown?
Shaolin
Showdown, dude.
Whatever.
Yeah. With the Texas guy and the little bald Chinese kid.
I liked
and,
the one guy going evil. That was the best part of that show.
Sasuke?
No.
Yeah, the kind of normal
But yeah,
looking
the
one.
Sasuke character.
Yeah, Sasuke.
The New
yeah.
York kid.
I liked
Yeah,
that
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake up. I'll go back.
Yeah,
I'll
go
to
fucking
sleep.
back to sleep, you
I like
faggot.
that the goofy villain from the beginning kind of like waffled back and forth between being kind of like semi-helpful and semi-evil. He kind of, like after a while, he kind of became a third party as opposed to just the antagonist. And
Yeah,
they
that
were
was
like,
kind of cool.
I always like it when they do that. We got multiple villains against each other where it's just like, you know, how are the heroes going to get out of this? And it's just like, they get out of it because one of the other villains came to spoil that villain's plan or something like that.
Yeah, I always liked it when a villain had Batman, dead to rights, and then suddenly the Joker would happen. It's like no one can kill him but me.
Mm-hmm. Or like an early Inuyasha when like I almost said Sephiroth.
Was this Sephiroth?
No, not Sephiroth.
Future Patrick, put something like a wild scene of Inuyasha just here and be like, was this Sephiroth?
Yeah, no, his older brother.
Sephiroth.
What's Inuyasha's older brother's name? Patrick.
Yeah.
What's Inuyasha's older brother's name?
It's Sephiroth.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Sephiroth.
No. Long white hair and a katana doesn't
No,
always
that's
make Sephiroth.
Sephiroth.
No.
Yeah, that's who that is.
That's pretty
No.
much Sephiroth.
Well, I just thought it was neat, like when you would have that guy who starts off as the antagonist and an asshole, and then later off he just shows up. And
Is that Sephiroth?
it's not Sephiroth. No, I don't think it is.
Is it Jake?
Sesshomaru.
Sesshomaru, yes.
I contemplated not telling you. It's funnier if you.
What is it? Jake, who's the other guy?
Yeah,
That
Him.
sounds right,
Cloud?
yeah.
Yeah,
That does sound right.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's him.
Okay. Did you know that
It was Cloud, Sephiroth, and Jake.
That sounds right.
That was the characters in Shaolin Showdown.
That sounds correct. Out of those names, I'd be like, yeah, those all fit together.
Yeah, that's the
him.
cast of Shaolin Showdown. Yeah.
Did you see that? What Miyamoto, is that his name from Ghibli? I don't know his name. The Ghibli dude. Did you see that? Did you see that he's making a new movie?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like.
God, I love it when Miyamoto makes movies.
Shut up. I don't remember his name now.
Are you talking about Hayao Miyazaki?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, the guy who hates anime, famously.
Yeah. He doesn't like all the weird, obsessive, pervy culture stuff surrounding it. I think he accidentally stumbled across Rule 34 and said, "Oh, they make art about my wonderful projects. Oh my God, those are so little, girl. Oh my God, no." And then from that point forward, he just hated anime. Because he's a wholesome old grandpa.
Apparently his son, Patrick said his son killed himself.
Holy shit and fuck balls. What?
Yeah, he just...
He made a... Because I know that he made a movie... His son did, and like he was like super disappointed and walked out to smoke a cigarette halfway through and then go back.
That wasn't his son's most recent movie. I think that was his film movie, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Patrick?
What?
His son, the movie that what was his name?
Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah, that guy
Miyamoto Musashi.
Yeah, that guy walked out on one of his son's films when that was just his art school film, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it his art school film?
Yeah, and then he, because that was like his debut film.
Anime film.
Yeah, it was an anime film. But it was his debut film. And then his son went on to join the Ghibli company, and he made another film. What was that film called, Patrick?
Earwig and the Witch.
Yeah, Earwig and the Witch, which wasn't that bad. Patrick didn't like it. Reed didn't like it, but it wasn't that bad.
I'm guessing Miyazaki was also critical on that one as well.
To the point to where he killed himself. I mean, yeah. I mean,
it seemed about right, yeah.
It's the most Japanese thing I've ever heard of, you know?
So I'm guessing now old Mr. Miyazaki, or I guess I should say Miyazaki-san. Actually, no, it would be Miyazaki-sama at this point.
Miyazaki-chan.
No, I don't think that Mr.
Miyazaki-kun.
Miyazaki are on that kind of level.
Yeah.
What do you use Chan for?
Chan is like cute, like little, like brother
what is
or little
Desu?
sister.
What is Desu?
Desu means something completely different. That's not
What is Desu?
Like San would be like Mr. If you say that after someone's name, like Eric San, Patrick San, blah blah.
What if I say Eric Ubu?
Sama, that would mean you're gay, but gay furry. But then like Sama would be like,
what if I
you're
say
like general manager at work, or your grandpa, or something like that. Someone who's like older and more respected would be a Sama.
Yeah,
an older gay furry.
I guess.
What if I was like, oh,
if
whoa.
you were a young little furry coon and you wanted to say, ooh woo furry daddy, you might say ooh woo furry Sama.
You ever
sorry, just that flat delivery.
If someone paid you $8 million
yes,
to crucify you for 15 minutes, would you do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hell, Jesus did it for free.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
15 minutes sounds like it hurt like a bitch.
Yeah.
But
like you would, you'd get off it.
Yeah, I'd get off all right.
It wouldn't kill you. Yeah, you do the fucking.
no, just.
What was in that video? Crucifix masturbation.
It's called crusa crinkling, Mom.
Yeah, that's what it is. Crusa crinkling.
You some goofy gooners over here. Did you not like that one?
I'm a goofy goomer.
Ugh.
Patrick, auto-tune that.
I'm a goofy gooner. Yeah.
Patrick, auto-tune that to be off-pitch.
So they're making anime figurines with boobs soft enough to like touch.
What, you couldn't touch them before? They were
Bro.
too rough?
Yeah.
I was about to say, bro, those have existed for
They were
like
made of shark fin, so
20 years.
They were made of molten lava. You couldn't touch them. They
I had
shined
friends in
like the
high
brightest
school
sun.
with
the
like,
moon had volcanoes on it.
yeah,
Don't say yeah like you knew that.
like if it's made of like rock out there, the rocks shift and sometimes they
Get
heat up.
fucking
enough
wrecked,
volcanoes.
Rocks
Eric.
don't have
Get fucking
volcanoes on
told.
them, idiot.
Get fucking
That-
told. Don't say that like
Pick
you
up a
do
rock
it.
outside, Eric, and find me a volcano on it.
Find me a volcano not made of rocks, you dick shit.
They're not. They're made of like iron and shit. I don't know.
You
It's
think-
like molten.
Describe what you think rocks are made out of.
God, I love talking
hard-
about
It's
rocks.
just minerals, hard minerals.
Hard
Yes.
dirt, sand, and clay.
And what are volcanoes made out of? They're
Obsidian,
just mountains that
basalt
like,
stone.
had hot fucking molten minerals beneath them get pushed up.
What do you
due to
think
shifting
molten
tectonic
lava
plates.
is? You dingus.
I
it's
just said
iron.
what it is.
It's iron.
It's not just iron. The hell are you talking
It's
about?
all iron. It's iron and copper and.
You've never seen pumice?
And spice pumice. No, what is pumice? Isn't that just like a fucking food?
It's what comes out of your
No,
zits,
that's
dude.
pumice. Pumice is volcanic rock. What happens when a lot of volcanoes dry up is you get this spongy rock, which is decidedly not made of iron or any such thing,
Oh yeah.
but it's like super abrasive, and also it'll float, which is funny for a rock. Because it has so many pores in it and little like holes in it, it retains a bunch of air, more air than it has weight. So people actually use these
So
to
that's
do
like the
stuff
forbidden.
like,
That's the forbidden chip in the dip, basically.
people collect them and use them to like grind stuff, like file off calluses. It's a useful like tool for, like for abrasive stuff where you're trying to like wear stuff away. But yeah, not iron though, just a rock. In fact, it could
Patrick,
be
play
anything.
the music from The Rock.
If it's a mineral that exists on Earth, then you could mix some of it into hot lava. It's just whatever's down there that got heated up and then the pressure pushed it up and out like a zit.
What do you think's in a gas giant?
What's in a gas giant?
Don't say gas. Give me a better answer than that.
I don't know. It'd be pretty interesting to see, like, because, you know, we can't really get past, like, much of the surface of those things.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what's deeper down in there.
What causes
you
all
know.
that pressure?
Yeah, well, I know size is part of it, but in order to explain that better, we would all have to understand gravity. And scientists who study gravity will let you know that, no, we don't understand gravity. We can measure it. We know it's there. It exists. Kind of like air, you know. Felt that?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see it or whatever, but we
Eric,
can
you just
measure it
blow
and prove
Will?
that it exists. I did.
Yeah.
Hey,
God.
I'm a quick boy. Anyway,
Somebody draw that.
like, you know, that with our characters, of course.
No,
But,
like
Make
it's
it
realistic.
realism.
Yeah,
actually,
dox
it's
both
actually-
of
dox
us.
both of them in the
Find
process.
our real faces
Yeah.
and
Yes.
then use AI art to make pornography of me and Will. Yes.
Yeah, of Eric filleting Will. Thank you.
And then we'll copyright strike it, take it all down, and repost it on OnlyFans
And sell
make
it.
all the
Yeah,
money.
absolutely.
Yeah, boom. Thank
Bada
you for doing all the
bing,
work
bada
for us,
boom.
you loser.
Cracked in the porno
Fucking
industry, and all I had to say
bitch.
was people are bitches, and they made it for me.
I took a really hot picture of me in the shower the other day.
Gross, but
Yeah.
tantalizing.
So like it was like that thing, like you know how like women like really only want to like see like they only want to see like the hot shit. They don't really care about seeing the shaft or anything.
Yeah,
You know, I was thinking about that shit that that
the
we were
hot
talking about.
shit?
We were like,
they like to see like upper body.
Yeah,
shit,
like shoulders, like the
nice
V
face,
shape, you know?
shoulders,
Oh, yeah,
chest.
Okay.
so I was like
Yeah.
in the shower and like the glass doors to the shower, and there was just a mirror on the other wall. So I just I like wiped off a bit of the fog on the glass, and I took a picture with my phone through the glass, and you could see like my face and everything, like with like wet hair and everything. You could just barely make out like my shaft and shit. And you could like, and my shoulders were like full display. It looked. I was like, damn, looking good. This is like what women like. Women love like not
Just
being
send
able
to
to
Kara.
see shit.
Hey,
Huh?
You sent that to Kira?
Yeah, dude, I can send it to you if you want. I mean, you jealous? I can show it to you right now.
No.
Patrick, put up the picture of you in the shower.
I've believed everything that he's ever said about
Whoa, why you got that weird growth?
Patrick, take that down. Don't actually show that. That's a little bit too personal. I forgot that was in there.
Oh yeah, I also forgot that. Yeah, it's like he has a second penis.
Shut up,
like a
Eric.
little
Stop.
mushroom.
Would you
Yeah.
guys stop, please?
It's nice. It's
Kind of
like
reminds me of Pro Jared.
Stop,
his
dude.
penis has a little hat, like on top.
Wears
of
a little
the,
blue shirt, like Pro Jared. He goes.
What if Pro Jared was your penis?
And he says the completionist did not steal that money.
Oh my god!
Penis just
I'd
sits
be
there
having
talking about
sex
the
and go
completionist.
1
minute review.
God,
And
thank you.
then the timer would start counting down. The one would be like, "What does that do? What is it gonna do? What is it gonna do when the timer's over?" I don't understand. Should I be worried?
I know what happens when the timer goes up.
That's why I'm asking you. What happened?
Yeah.
Wait, do you not know what happened with the completionist lately?
Oh
Good
no,
old
that's what I was
Gerard
going to
Khalil?
say. Eric, thank you for reminding me. Fucking the completionist is stealing money for dementia.
Technically speaking, he's hoarding money for dementia.
Just as bad.
It is very, very close. It is definitely hard to say.
Like,
But,
no moral standing.
The
on this
only
one.
the caveat here is technically there is still a bank account filled to the brim with fuckloads of money that he could presumably
I thought they proved that like money was getting siphoned out of it.
there were operation costs.
I'm not
It's like I believe that there was
like. Does he
there's
have an
$600,000 or
accountant?
$700,000 still in the account right now.
Okay, is there like an accountant that they pay to keep it, or a lawyer that they have on retaining?
Not entirely sure about all that.
See, this is the problem I have when people do this kind of thing, is that there's little transparency. I think if you're going to do this type of thing, you need to have super, like, it needs to, like, you need to be like, all right, so, like, I'm going to be paying a lawyer and an accountant. Here is, like, the paperwork.
Well, that's
you know?
part of the thing. That's why this got found out just recently, is because you know, a lot of this, especially if you're donating to charity and you know, doing business through shit like Twitch and all that kind of stuff, there is a certain amount of government transparency, especially with the charity shit. Okay, because that's how you get tax breaks and the like.
Right.
You know.
Has he been claiming those taxes?
Oh, well, not sure about all that, but he certainly has not on any tax forms donated anything.
I'm just saying, I don't think he has a moral ground to stand on. He's a fuckface, and he should be fucking giving that money away.
Basically, like, you know, and the trick is he's fucked now because obviously at this point, the only thing that he can do is grab that money, find the most sympathetic charity
and
for
just-
dementia that he
yes.
can find,
Yes.
dump it all into it, and then
And then
throw
beg-
himself on the
yes.
mercy of the internet.
Yeah, and I think at that point the internet would probably be a bit more forgiving.
They will forgive and forget eventually, but
But
he's
like
gonna
the longer
take a
he waits
huge
on
hit.
this, yeah.
He needs to do it quick, fast, and in a
Well,
hurry.
and it's too bad. I'm not saying the completionist is necessarily a bad guy. Obviously, like there's not any evidence that says he's stealing the money.
Yeah, and the
But-
trick is, and the reason why he can't come away from this looking good is because now it's just like, are you donating it all now because you're ready to donate it now, or are you donating it all now
avoid your
because
ass getting whooped
we
on the
fucking
internet?
put a spotlight on your ass and said, "Hey, bro, you've been taking this money for like what 7, 8, 9, 10 years."
Yes.
This is
And,
where I'd like to admit and publicly state that I'm starting the Forgetting Things Cast charity.
Just understand that. Yeah. Future Patrick, just put up the Patreon.
Yep.
Some of this money might go to
Operation cost.
Yeah, don't
Beer.
worry. It will go all the way to operational costs.
Yep.
I was gonna say beer and cocaine, but
Jim-
yeah, whatever,
Jim
same
Beam.
thing.
That's pretty much the same thing.
Some weed probably.
Let's be honest. Yeah.
We'll be the
Yeah.
Joe Rogan cast. Eric, how do you approach getting drugs?
No, I mean, like, you know,
Like
me and a bunch
how
of
do you-
other people want to, you know, buy weed.
I guess
So then we all just put all of our money together, and one of us finds a guy, and then that one person
Okay.
goes and gets it, and then I distribute it back to
for
everybody
the
else. I
viewers
don't
at
charge
home,
them
Eric, for the
though.
listener at the table,
No middleman fee for me. but
how
yeah.
do you break the ice to obtain drugs? How do you find a drug dealer?
Usually, it's pretty simple. I've never gone looking for one. It
You just know them on sight.
No, it happens naturally. What happens is you talk casually with people and about friendly things, normal current events and whatnot. And eventually, if things are friendly, sitting outside, smoking a cigarette, on your break at work, nobody else around, so yeah. Somehow the topic comes up, hey, you like that green fluffy ganja stuff? And it's just like, sure do. And then, that happens, and every, fifth or sixth person you meet like that says, hey, I got a contact. It might not be them themselves, but they often go, oh, did you know where to get some? Because we know that that's a thing that happens, that we run out of contact sometimes, for various reasons.
Right. What's the sketchiest person you've bought drugs from?
What's their name and address?
Code name them. Call them Big Pearl.
This one guy I got it from for a while during the
Big
early
Pearl.
days. He exclusively had Reggie. We're talking $5 a gram.
Damn.
Yeah, and you could get deals for the bigger sacks. But yeah, so
Why was it sketchy? Why was Big Pearl sketchy?
well, the guy himself was pretty alright. But every now and again, he would just do the actual handoff in just the sketchiest fucking ways. I remember one time sticks in my head forever, where I met him at a damn gas station. And I was just like, okay, so how's this gonna go down? And I texted him, just okay, I'm here. And he's just come in. And I was just like, okay, I don't know why I need to come into the gas station. I didn't plan on buying anything. Now I have to go in there and look even more suspicious. So then I'm just okay, so I guess we're gonna do the handshake Passover. I walk in, I notice, a quote unquote friend I know, walk up to him, be like, hey, and hold my hand out with money tucked under my thumb.
Yeah.
And then go for a handshake and then hand him the money like that,
The
right?
classic.
So then I do that.
Have you ever fumbled that?
No. But I do that and he walks, past me a few more steps, and I'm just kind of thinking I've done this with this guy a million times before, but where's where's step 2 from the interaction here?
Yeah.
And I shit you not, he pulls it out of his pocket and throws it on one of the store shelves. And I was just oh no. Why would you do it that way? Why would you do it that way? I swear I've been to the apartment you were hanging out at once or twice with your buddies. Why is that not on the table anymore? Why couldn't we have done that? This was the stupidest possible fucking way to do this. Jesus Christ. That's why as an adult now, I don't fuck with people who aren't super anchored and down to earth, most of which are a decade or more older than me. Nowadays I go through very safe, secure routes where there is no bullshit.
Yeah.
Either because I've known them for 15 to 20 years, or in some of the other instances because no one's gonna go to their house to start trouble.
No one's gonna go to the Nazi's house.
No, I fucking wouldn't. I took a job from him briefly during COVID, but that had nothing to do with illegal stuff. That was just construction shit.
Just
so.
Building crosses.
I was gonna say he just had to cut some hair.
Yeah.
That was a joke on them being.
Skinheads.
Yeah. That was
Okay.
a joke of the Ming skinheads.
So I was just the skinhead barber, I guess.
Yeah, they would like
Like
line up.
they set me to the nefarious task of being their basically military barber.
Yeah.
Which God knows, military barber. That is a very skilled practice right there.
Fuck.
They say the requirements are, one working arm, one working eye, one working leg, and the ability to press a switch.
God damn.
Yeah. I mean, it
That
paid
was
$10
amazing.
an hour though, so whatever.
What if you walked into work yet tomorrow and you found a dog just doing cocaine?
I would take it to the clinic.
You'd say, this is the richest dog I've ever known. He could afford so much cocaine. You should have seen it.
What if like you
Yeah, I
like
would
you
go
didn't?
in
There was
there,
no
I'd see-
obvious reason for it to be like this, but this was the scene. It was just like the dog. It had some cocaine on its nose, and then there was like a cutting board with like lines of cocaine and an obvious like sniff mark, but no obvious sign of like who had done it.
There's still just lines of cocaine sitting there on it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
just
yeah.
one
Line
little
Just like-
sniff
still on
mark.
the mirror.
Yeah.
I pretty much the same. I would take the dog over to the clinic, and I would tell him that this dog clearly did all of this cocaine off of this mirror.
I don't know why that's funny. With the idea of like maybe
Me
this
doing
dog.
the cocaine with the dog. It's like, bro, shit.
I love the
I
idea.
have a lot of work today, man. Like, I gotta scrape shit off the walls. Give me a bump, bro.
I don't know why the idea of like maybe this dog did cocaine, maybe somebody set up this cocaine. I don't know.
I like the idea of him getting in the cage with the dog and him and the dog doing cocaine together.
Bro, me and all my dogs are friends. Even the
Yeah.
ones that bite me.
Yeah,
Like,
that'd be badass.
They're all like, we're all bros. I cry deeply.
Don't you take
when
care of
they
the dangerous
occasionally
dogs?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes.
I do cocaine
It
with a
just
dog,
depends.
dude. Be badass.
I'm the last step on the ladder, so dogs that stay a really long time.
You're a last chance, huh?
Some are, yeah. Some are just because they're too hard to handle or like the ones that get on bite holds are on the opposite side from
Those
me.
are the ones that really need that argument powder.
Yes, no, they need powdered THC.
Yeah.
Get that motherfucker to calm the
You know
fuck
what you
down.
try? Actually, like legit.
CBD.
No,
we have
catnip.
that.
Actually, because that apparently for dogs that is like THC.
Yeah.
Or not THC. It doesn't quite work like THC, but it apparently does have a calming effect on them.
It's similar to what it does with cats. Some of them are affected by it. Some of them aren't. The effects are somewhat unpredictable to a certain degree. It's not going to be super duper consistent. So you can fuck with it, but it's like vitamins. It's like it might help, it might not. You might not notice any difference at all. They might love it. Really just depends. It's funny looking at YouTube shorts of like big cats being like given
Oh yeah.
the whatchamacallit, the catnip. They're just like burr.
Yeah, they don't know
it's
what
like-
to do.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck is this? I want it.
Do you think 9mm? Do you think a grizzly bear skull can deflect a 9mm bullet?
Depending on the angle, yes. If not deflect it, it just won't bury itself in good enough because their hide is also very thick. Because I remember a long time ago, there was a whole thing running the rounds on the internet where there was, close to record-breaking grizzly, and somebody had downed it, like really, really big boy, right? And when they did an autopsy on it, he had like 10 bullets in his body from completely unrelated incidents, including
Wow.
like 3 or 4 like high caliber revolver rounds, like 357 or 44,
Got their
lodged
ass.
in his skull.
God damn.
These motherfuckers were just like, I got this. I got my big iron, and you're going down, grizzly bear. And they pulled the trigger on their 44 Magnum.
And
it
it
hit him
had-
right in the head, and the bear said, "You done fucked up today, bro." And he said, "What?"
Suddenly bear
I'd
mauling
be so
noises.
pissed off.
Future Patrick, put in bear mauling noises right here.
Yeah. Just, aha! This $700 pistol that I put this $300 optic on is finally going to do what I've always wanted to do in the woods, and pow, pow, and it did nothing. Holy fucking...
Did you ever listen to the audio recording of that guy who, watched bears and then got mauled to death?
I'm aware of what you're talking about, but I'm not sure if I've actually listened to it before, because I generally find snuff films distasteful.
Patrick, put in the audio from the snuff film.
Damn it, I listen to these.
Patrick, only put in 10 seconds. We'll get copyrighted.
I'm not sure if that's copywritten, but anyway, I'm not sure at all.
It's YouTube. We will get copywritten.
Can someone's death wails be copywritten? Is that legal in and of itself?
This is YouTube.
Patrick, fill out all the proper forms to copyright the death wails of that man.
Universal Studio already has it, Patrick. Just let it go.
No, I've just had family and friends in law enforcement, and sometimes they'll just be like, "Hey, look at this video," and I'm just like, "Oh god damn it, I knew that guy. Why did you show me that? I believed you when you told me what happened the first time. I didn't need to see it. I accept that these things happen. It's just I accept that it happens. If something happens in front of me, I accept it. I move on. I'm not one of those people who panic during an emergency.
Look for it.
I'm not looking for that, though.
You wouldn't go on the subreddit 50/50.
I had a dog come in the other day that, had gotten hit by a car, and, everything from, his chest up to the tip of his head was red with blood. I didn't panic. I just said, holy shit.
Patrick, take the screaming wails of Eric earlier and then make a realistic soundscape of Eric getting attacked by a bear.
There you go.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever see the SCP that is a regular town with too many bears? Check this out, Eric.
It doesn't ring any bells off the top of my head. I've read a lot of SCPs.
Apparently, there's just some dude, it was in a town and they had a lot of coyotes.
Sure.
So he contacted this a wizard or whatever. Okay. And he was like, "Hey, can you just make a bunch of bears to get rid of these coyotes?" So the wizard did, but I think
Why would you do that? Bears are obviously just a much, much worse version of a coyote.
So the wizard makes a bear summoning portal that just keeps summoning bears. And
I imagine this is the serpent's hands doing.
I don't know. I think the bears ate him though, because it doesn't stop. It just keeps making more and more bears. Eventually, they eat the whole town, right? And that's then when the SCP gets involved.
I'm reminded of the opening of Squidbillies when they were describing how the Earth began.
Too many bears.
Too many bears.
And they found out that if you shoot the bears, 2 more bears get recreated.
They're Hydra bears.
So the first team dies.
Sounds legit.
And so they sent in another team, and they found out a way to kill the bears.
Bears are hard to kill normally.
They have to have snipers at the center of the town, and it's every 3 hours or something like that. 100 bears spawn in the center of the town.
Wow.
And they have to kill them all. With baseball bat or with axes and shit.
Oh,
and,
you gotta melee them to death. You can't shoot them.
I think there is a way to shoot them, but I think it's you have to be specialized, or you have to a special gun to do it.
I gotcha. You got to go old school on their asses.
Yeah, but
clubs, spears, and
you
nets.
know what's fucking crazy about that is this actually happened in history during the I want to say Third Crusade.
Mm-hmm.
There was a French guy who was just going off to take a piss in the woods.
Sure.
And a bear attacked him in his armor. He had his knight armor on.
Okay, this happens.
He just fought. He was fighting this bear, fucking with his sword and shit.
Human ingenuity versus nature superiority.
Yeah.
That's kind of an interesting fight. I want to know how this turns out.
Hilariously, he lived. And what happened was his squire ran away to get the rest of the crusading forces, and they had to help him fight off the bear.
Yeah, bears are no fucking joke.
They had to help him fight off the bear and get away. But he lived. Yeah, he completely lived.
Thank God he has armor on.
Yeah.
It's better than partially living, completely living.
Yeah.
It's important. That's an important part about living.
Yeah, he went on to do the whole crusading thing.
Wow, man. Thank God he was traveling with an army too. If you hadn't had a couple of dudes within running distance who had spears and shit.
How do you not be able to fight a bear with a sword though? I don't get it.
How could you not fight a bear with a sword?
You got a sword.
Bro. Have you ever tried to
I just imagine
cut
it's like the
into
scene from The Revenant.
that thick? Yeah, it's like the bear is just gonna completely deflect your sword blow.
I don't imagine you can get a chance to swing the sword.
Yeah, bears. One, I know that they look really fat and big, but they're actually stupidly fast. And you're very correct to think Revenant, because remember that where it's constantly
just
the
getting
camera
picked up and
they
slam
slam
down.
you against the ground. They tear you. They're like dogs. They're gonna grab you and shake you, and their huge sharp teeth are then going to tear all of your muscles as they shake you from side to side, and they'll throw you against shit, and they'll use their massive paws to jab at you, which also have 2-inch long claws on the end of them, which are also sharp because they sharpen them on fucking trees and rocks all the time.
And then they won't kill you either.
Oh no, they'll just wait until you're not struggling enough to you reasonably stop them, and then they'll just start snacking.
Bears aren't the type of animal to fucking kill you neither.
Yeah, no, they'll start eating your thigh as soon as you slow down enough for them to get a good bite.
Surprisingly, cats are the most merciful animals, it feels like.
No, they're sadistic, sir. They sometimes
I thought they bleed you out.
Huh?
Big cats, they get you by the throat, let you
big
die.
Big cats, yes. I thought you meant domestic cats.
Oh, no,
domestic cats are
cats
straight evil.
Sociopaths.
Yeah, they're they're nice enough as far as having them as pets and humans are concerned.
They're tamed
but
enough,
they're chill with humans. But they are merciless killing machines.
No, but no, I mean big cats. Big cats are pretty merciful.
Yeah, they
big animal, as far as nature animals go.
Yeah, most of the pantheras and some of those other offshoots like the lynx, bobcats.
If I had to pick a big animal to
cougars.
go out by, I'd probably choose a cat.
Yeah, those guys would they can get you done pretty quick because they clamp around your neck and then you kind of
you just bleed out, or
you
choke
drown
in
your
your
own
blood. Yeah, 30 seconds to a minute goes by and you're dead.
They're hitting all the super awesome veins up there in the neck, and they're blocking all your airwaves, and that's where they use their bite force, and they just hold on until you just can't do nothing about it no more.
Hyena would be horrible.
Oh, hyenas are the worst.
Skull.
Yeah, no, they have bone crunching jaws. They just go right through it.
Check this out, listener. If you're ever in Africa and you're just sleeping on the ground in a tent,
which most of you are,
hyena might just poke its head in your tent, clamp its teeth down on your head, to the point where, by the way, hyenas bigger than you think they are. It will clamp their teeth around your skull, break your skull to the point where they got you in there. So you can't get out, and then they'll just drag your ass out and kill you.
Oh yeah. Also, the females have huge dicks.
I woke up hearing huge dicks.
Yeah, the female hyenas, they have huge dicks. They basically birth babies out of a big old dick, and a lot of the times both the babies or the female will die trying to give birth because it's like us trying to give birth through a dick.
Hell yeah, dude. That's how my wife's gonna go out.
Yeah, it ruptures a lot of the time.
I wonder if
What's the
if it
biggest
ruptures
animal?
real good, if you're good to have births after that, they're much safer. Or if it heals back.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
What's the biggest animal you guys could fight in the Coliseum and win? All right, I'm putting
Weapons
the
or
microphone
no
back
weapons?
down. Yeah, weapons. Selection of gladiatorial weapons and
Okay,
armor.
so obviously no guns. Do we want to say no ranged weapons?
Yep, no ranged weapons. You can get a trident and a net. That's the best you're getting.
The biggest animal?
Biggest animal.
Net. So a spear and something to entangle it up in. So okay, I can work with that. I can kill something pretty tough with that.
Probably a lion.
Yeah.
I feel like I could get a lion. You give me a spear and I can get a lion. Give me a
spear and a net.
shield and a spear and I can
Give me
get
some
a
time
lion.
to figure out how to use the net properly.
Nah, I don't even need the net. Just give me
Because
this.
the net would be good for an animal though, because the way that these kinds of nets worked for the gladiatorial things, they had weights on them and shit.
Yeah, but I feel like you gotta be skilled to use it. I'd rather have the shield for its claw and
As I am,
poke it to
shield.
death. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. As I am right now, shield, because I have no fucking clue how to use
I'm not
one of
gonna
those
net
nets.
up a lion.
I've used one of those tossing fishing nets 10 times in my life.
Yeah, I'm too anxious. I'll get anxious about throwing it and it won't be good.
Yeah. Yeah, any weapon that has like dangly bits is always kind of a gamble. Like bolos, those little like weighted things with a chain between them that you throw at people's
Apparently,
feet.
boomerangs were not a weapon.
What?
Yeah, no one used boomerangs as a weapon, which I
What
found
the fuck
out.
do you use them for then?
They're for killing birds.
That would be a
Actually,
weapon.
they were actually just legitimately made for entertainment.
Oh, they're frisbees.
Yeah, they're just old frisbees.
That's hilarious.
It's not, but yeah, thank you for saying that, Eric.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure some people did use them to kill birds.
Yeah, in the same
But that
way
wasn't their
kids
primary
use their
purpose.
Toys to kill birds. And
Yeah,
shit.
like that was not their primary purpose.
Interesting.
Turns out.
Figure we should have known that for longer.
It was
since
a
the Aborigines
it was
just
a
still
widely widely misreported fact. Like Columbus is a widely misrepresented figure.
Right, like Columbus discovered America. It's like no, he didn't.
No one
know,
ever
he didn't
talks
know
about
such
him,
thing.
or the fact that no one talks about him just viciously cutting off people's hands.
Yeah, no,
left
he was
and right.
very, very violent and despotic when he got to fucking.
And he was a kind one.
Yeah,
He was rather regretful of it, apparently.
was he around like Haiti or something around that era? He was fucking around with all those islands.
Kind of close to the Caribbean, but more north of Haiti.
Yeah, he was fucking around with all those
More like
islands
near the
up there.
Virgin Isles, I think.
All that shit around Florida over there.
Was it around Florida?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought it was more north of that, like near.
well, all those islands are kind
Whatever.
know,
It didn't matter. It was
of
in.
southeast of Florida.
You guys know where he cut people's hands off.
Yeah, he was very unkind to the natives, which is why, after much due consideration, we just started to call it like, let's call it Indigenous Peoples Day or something. Like, let's just, because we've had the holiday for a while now. There's no point in us changing our weekend plans, but,
Let's try not celebrating a hand cutter.
it's kind of like, overvaluing a fucking serial killing murderer or something like that in your YouTube videos and then like never mentioning anything about the victims. It's like, we're going to call this Appreciate the Victims of Terrible Tragedies Day instead of, man, that guy sure did rape and cut hands off like no one's business.
He sure did love it.
Yep.
Let's celebrate the day.
Mm-hmm. Dumb fucker thought he was in Japan. Imagine if he'd have landed in Japan, he wouldn't have had as good a time, I don't think.
No, well, honestly, he's lucky he landed in an area with like the more passive natives, I guess.
Oh yeah, he
'Cause, I
could
mean,
have.
he didn't get the tie you to a totem pole by the nipples natives.
Yeah, there were definitely. Luck had a lot to do with why Europe steamrolled all the natives over here.
Disease had a lot to do with why Europe
Disease had a
steamrolled.
lot to do with it, but ironically, it's not just the disease that the fucking Europeans brought. Apparently, there had just been a big wave,
Yeah.
and that's why there weren't any big cities or congregations, and everything was so sparse. And then the Europeans came
And another
with
plague
more
hit.
diseases.
Yeah, it was two plagues on top of each other.
and taking their resources.
90% of all indigenous life died during those two periods.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was like 75 to 90%.
So they started off at a severe disadvantage, like despite the technological shit. And the technological shit could be moved around. One, they weren't fucking stupid, and it took them like no time at all to start like fucking buying guns.
They had a language
and
made
shit.
of string. Like,
Yeah. Oh, I think we've almost deciphered that one that the Incas or the Mayans had.
Yeah.
Because like there was a whole thing.
They've made great strides on it.
Yeah, it's difficult, but it's basically a written language that's just knotted string.
Knots and colors.
Yeah,
and
knots
maybe
and
even
colors.
touch and like texture feeling.
Mhm.
They've recently discovered.
Yeah, kind of like Braille, but with like little ropes and strings and stuff. Which, of course, God knows those usually age well over 1,000 year periods and the like, especially in those nice,
But yeah, apparently they
dry, nice, easygoing climate that is the fucking rainforests of South America and South Mexico and shit.
Apparently they'd have like their entire family like line on those things and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Have it like a little history thing, kind of like lot of the Eastern religions will have the ancestor shrine where it's just it's not even a specific religious thing per se. It's just a little shrine in the back of the house where you've got a tiny little altar and then like a little list of like your family line. And it's just like, those are my ancestors. They watch over me. Not specifically because I'm Shinto or Buddhist or whatever. It's just culturally ingrained at this point.
Yeah. Just like how we were like, people are in heaven watching over us.
Yeah, I was about to say, we do the same thing without like being so codified about it. Like every time one of us have a loved one lost, everyone says, well, now they're looking down on you and like, watching over you and helping you.
Which is not how the faith works.
I was about to say, it's not how Christianity works at all.
In fact, if you wanted to be accurate with it, they're in the ground asleep right now, waiting for the judgment day.
Yeah, waiting for Jesus to come back and take them all
waiting
to
for whether,
heaven.
if they were unbelievers, they're going to get reborn on New Earth to get to try again, basically, before they get cast.
Yeah, you get one last chance. We're going to be way more upfront about it this time.
Yeah, we're going to be super upfront. Here's the big J man. You want to worship him?
Hey, if it works that way, fair deal, man. Like, because there was too much misinformation during my lifespan. I was never going to settle on any one thing. Most of your followers, God, can't agree. There's the Jews, the Muslims, the Christians.
And
they
everything
all believe in
inside
you,
of that.
and they all have 10 million different factors to the point where they all constantly want to murder each other over the most minute of differences. Fuck. We murdered each other for a solid 30 years just arguing about what exactly the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit meant, or whether or not
Santa
Jesus was
punched a
half
man
God,
in the
half
face.
man, all man.
Santa did.
all
Santa
God.
punched a man in the face.
It's all fucking crazy. There's no way all these superficial details actually matter enough to fucking stab each other over. I can't imagine.
But
and
yeah.
if it is, then that God is fucking crazy, insane, and evil, and who cares if we worship
He's
him
a
or
war
not?
god.
Because he was just going to be a dickhole to us anyway.
I mean,
If that's what he's all about. I'm just saying. So he's probably not like that. Or it doesn't matter and you shouldn't care.
that is the Marcus Aurelius approach about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to be realistic, your loved ones, if you're a Christian, are asleep until Judgment Day. Congrats. Then you'll be asleep too. You know what's funny about that? Hey, atheists also believe that. They just believe that you'll be in the black for a very long time.
Yep. Ever. Forever. There's just no second. There's no part two.
No part two.
You just go to sleep. And
Attack of the Clones?
Last time you
I
get to
just
go to
find
sleep.
that so funny, that as a Christian, technically, you're just gonna go to sleep for a while, but you never know when you'll wake up, right?
Well, it won't matter.
Yeah, so I just like the idea that even if, I don't know, it's like someone way back in the day, someone had hit him with oh yeah, well, I told my grandma if she died to go to heaven and then come back and tell me what it was like, and she didn't do that. And he'd be like, no, dude, you don't understand. She's asleep right now waiting for Judgment Day.
Yeah, bro. Sure. That's why your magic. That's why your magic boogity boos didn't work, because she's asleep. Yes.
No, she can't come down right now, dude. She's asleep.
Sure, bro. Sure, bro. She's asleep. It's okay. That's right, man. That's okay. I was just looking over to his friends look, bro, just roll with it. Okay, we have to get back out into the fields or else we are all going to starve because this is the Middle Ages.
The Romans are looking at us right now, dude. Fucking shut up.
Just shut the fuck up.
You will get us crucified.
Go back to picking the eggplants and cabbage. And by the Lord Jesus Christ, stop saying the Lord Jesus Christ in front of all the fucking police. That's not legal here.
Biggest Dickus will hear you.
Whoa, what was it? It was Maximus.
Was it Maximus Dickus?
No. Biggest Dickus was the name of the straight up joke character, because the first character was I think his something name is Maximus.
Biggest Dickus.
And, when I said it, it was it meant Maximus, as you can probably imagine, you can probably guess what that means from context there. Maximum, kind of deal. But, it was a name that was Big Hero Man. It was basically his name, and that's
it was just
all the
Big
guards.
Dick.
No, that was the first name. Then all the guards started snickering, and then like the senator was like, "What the hell are you guys all snickering about?" And he's like, "Oh, like so Maximus. It's like a joke, It's like he's saying like like biggest dickus or something like that. Like it's an obvious brag that no one would actually have the name for." And then the senator's just like, "I have a friend named Biggest Dickus."
Do you know the backstory of that scene?
Yes, they didn't tell any of the extras what was happening.
Actually, in fact, they told them not to laugh.
Yes, they told him not to laugh regardless of what he says.
Very serious, in fact.
And then they threw the biggest dickish scene on top of them and didn't let them fucking laugh.
The scene where he's in that guy's face.
Yes.
And he's like cracking up.
What's my friend?
Hits so much harder because of that.
Dickus. Oh my god.
I love it. You know what's also amazing?
Good stuff.
In Monty Python, The Holy Grail, the scene where the cops come and arrest everyone. I didn't know this. I learned this very recently, but it's literally a cop-out. And apparently in film, a cop-out is just a shitty ending. Like, they wake up, like the characters wake up and it was all a dream would be a cop-out ending, right? So the story goes is the crew didn't know how to end the film, so they literally did a cop-out.
And of course they line it up to where they're going to have a big epic battle, which of course big epic battles, are incredibly difficult to film, because you have to basically have, like, let's say you have, conservatively you're doing the angle of the shot good to make it look like a big battle. So you've got like 50 people in frame, right?
Yeah.
All 50 of those people have to have like individual choreography that they've like practiced over and over again to where it looks like they're really trying to hit each other, really blocking, but never actually murdering each other, or murdering each other in ways that look good and that can still, have more takes afterwards, if you know. Because you can't
That's
just
why you gotta
kill people
rotoscope
on
everything.
Camera.
Like that one guy.
Oh, Ralph Bakshi.
Yeah. You gotta rotoscope that bitch.
He had some clever workarounds there for that.
I'm a big fan of Ralph Bakshi, I'll be honest.
I am like a poser fan of Ralph Bakshi because like I had always heard that there was an earlier Lord of the Rings animated movie.
Yeah.
And I had heard it was kind of shit, and I was just like, oh, okay. And so I never messed with it. And then later I heard the whole story.
Yeah.
And I was like, this Ralph Bakshi guy, this guy is a fucking rock star.
Yeah.
Like, I love this guy.
I love his like cavalier punk attitude to filmmaking, basically.
He seems so fucking real.
Yes. He feels raw.
Like, he's like, I am like a poor Jew who grew up in the literal ghetto. Fuck your stereotypes. I've seen all of the stereotypes and lived in them.
Yeah.
Like, my friends were the blackest of the black guys. Like, I hung out with first generation Chinese immigrant shop owners in like the slums and stuff. Like, I've met all of the stereotypes you're talking about and lived with them, and that was my world. Like, I have seen all of the raw, real shit.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, it's mostly okay. It's a little rough around the edges, but
there's some good, some bad. I don't. So like, that's the thing I like about him. That's why I'm a big fan. Is he's just raw. Yeah. But his films are they are hit and miss sometimes.
Like Fritz the Cat or whatever.
Not that bad.
The first X-rated cartoon. In American cinema.
Honestly, it's okay. Nothing special. It's just kind of a shock humor film.
What's the one, Wizards?
I love Wizards.
I haven't seen that one, but I've seen... Is that the one where the clip comes from the...
the guy pulls a gun on him?
Yeah, the guy pulls a gun on the evil wizard and just shoots him.
He's like... Because the context in that scene is that is his older brother, and he's this maybe it's his younger brother. Either way,
they're brothers.
And he's like, I know a magic that mom didn't teach you, and he puts his hand in his coat and he pulls the gun out, and he's like, bang!
Just pops him like 3 or 4 times, and like he pops him first, like it hits him in the stomach, and dude's just like, you fucking fuck? You shot me!" Like, he didn't actually say anything. He just looked down and had that on his face like, wait, you can do that? And then he just shoots him like 2 or 3 more times until he falls off his little altar.
What's great about that scene is the whole film's been building up like that this guy is this most awesome wizard, and he's the only wizard who can like fight his brother.
Oh, he even had like skeleton arms and shit, like the evil one.
Yes.
Yeah, he looked super like
this
evil necromancer.
The whole film's been building it up, this battle between these two brothers. This brother's been very reluctant the whole time, and then the very end, he's like, the magic mother never taught you guns.
And I guess he was very coy about using any kind of actual magic through the whole movie.
Yes.
It's just like, no.
It's hilarious.
It's just like the lesson was to be practical.
Use a gun.
Just carry. Always conceal carry. You never know when
don't support the
evil,
NRA.
The evil necromancer brother of yours is going to come back from another dimension and try and destroy reality.
I only say don't support the NRA because they siphon your money.
Yeah. Big groups like that are usually just money pits for political lobbyists and the like. I mean, I do like my gun rights in case you've never heard me talk about that, but I don't know. Not a big fan of the ATF either, though, so yeah.
The ATF killed my dog. Well, this has been the AnythingCast.
Yep. I'm Eric.
I'm awake. I'm Patrick. You guys do an episode?
Well, yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah. We got this, man.